Hello everyone! Today I will explore the scripted cop paths. Let's dive right in, starting with Mission Row. Mission Row has the most cops walking and standing around, including at least 4 female cop spawns either standing or patrolling. Cops can be seen helping tourists, but since there are no specific or unique dialogues that can be heard, it might just be cops looking at tourists with no intention of helping them. But I think it's safe to assume that this is supposed to look like some kind of interaction between NPCs, making the whole area look more alive and diverse. Cops can also be seen evacuating bums and homeless people from various locations where they are lying down on the ground. At this one location, the cops will approach a bum holding a sign, causing him to walk away and throw the sign on the ground. There are 4 different possible signs. There's also one location that seems to be broken at the Strawberry train station, where you can see the cops standing over a homeless guy, but he doesn't move and basically nothing is happening. Sometimes he will get up and walk away, but the cops will remain standing, unlike all the other instances where the cops also walk away. Cops will also stand alongside NPCs in a way that suggests that they are interviewing witnesses or suspects, often but not always with a police cruiser parked nearby. And just like many of the police activities I mentioned so far, these police activities are unique to Mission Row. Here is an example of police interacting with NPCs without a police cruiser parked nearby and with a police cruiser parked nearby. This location on Sinner Street hosts 2 separate activities. Between 7 AM and 11 AM, police will be interviewing NPCs, and between 11 AM and 6 PM, 2 police officers on foot will evacuate a bum sleeping on the floor. Now moving on to scripted driving. Police cruisers can be seen driving away from the police station, sometimes with sirens on and sometimes just driving away. There is also a scripted cruiser that is checking out people in front of a restaurant or a club before driving off. The most interesting police patrol spawn is at the Strawberry train station, where a cruiser circles the station before turning on the siren and driving off. It's the only location that might spawn any of the following 5 police cars. Either an Interceptor police cruiser, or the Buffalo police cruiser, or the police transporter, or the police bike, and sometimes even the unmarked cruiser. There is also a separate spawn for a normal Interceptor cruiser just exiting the station. For some reason, the police transporter and the unmarked cruiser will have 4 cops inside. I have no idea why. Mission Row is also the only area where you can see the Buffalo police cruiser and the Stainer police cruiser spawn regularly in traffic. And before we move on to the next area, the Mission Row police station will spawn either a buzzard or a police maverick on the helipad on top of the police station. Now moving on to Davis, Strawberry and Rancho. Unlike Mission Row that had a lot of police foot traffic, here you can only see cops on foot, either standing near the Davis Sheriff Station or guarding the nearby building. The rest of the cops in this area will only be seen inside vehicles. Like this cruiser exiting the Davis Sheriff Station, always with the siren on, looking for some NPCs to chase. But most are like this one, driving down an alley and paying close attention to any gang members before driving away. Now this one is interesting, since the cruiser enters the alley and can exit in 3 different ways. Either north to Roy Lowenstein Boulevard, south to Jamestown Street, or continue straight to Dutch London Street. Here you can see all the paths overlaid. Be warned that the patrols will sometimes get violent. Many of these are just a police cruiser on patrol exiting an alley. Another early morning patrol exiting the same alley where you meet Howe to start shift work. Finally, there is this patrol exiting an alley near Billingsgate Motel. I might be reading too much into it, but when doing the bicycle routes video, I found a scripted gang BMX route exiting the same alley at the same time window. Can it be some kind of chase scenario? Here are the bike and police cruiser paths overlaid. Also, the rider always runs away suspiciously. What do you think? Is it a chase scenario or just a coincidence? There is also a police helicopter patrolling over Davis and Rancho. If you want to see more details, check out my airplane paths video, link in the description below. The Davis Sheriff Station can spawn a buzzard or a police maverick on top of the roof at any time of the day. Now moving on to La Mesa Police Station. I am only covering the police station since there is no special police activity or patrols in the area. One police cruiser is arriving at the station. One police cruiser is leaving the southern parking lot. Another cruiser is leaving the northern parking lot. There is a parked cruiser. And one police officer running to a cruiser and driving off. The last one might not spawn the police cruiser, resulting in the cop running to the street, noticing his cruiser isn't there, and just walking away. Now moving on to Los Santos International Airport. The only other area except for Mission Row where there is a lot of police foot activity. They can be seen patrolling alongside all the terminals of the airport, either in the morning between midnight and noon, or in the evening from noon to midnight. There are also these paths not on the terminal side that can be seen either from 7 AM to 3 PM or from 3 PM to 10 PM. Cops will also stand at the main terminal on both levels, and at the following locations they will also be seen standing close to a police cruiser. Sometimes the cruiser will not spawn. And at this location, sometimes the cruiser will spawn without the cops. The airport also have a NOOSE station, which will sometimes spawn a police stainer parked nearby. but no police officers will stand close to it, only this one security guard. Moving on to Vespucci Beach Police Station, there is nothing to say about it, so we will skip straight to Del Perro Police Station, which only has one stainer that can spawn there. So moving on to Vespucci Police Station, there are no scripted police activities in the area, only 3 police cruisers arriving at the police station and parking. The helipad on the roof will spawn either a police maverick or the police maverick with the ambulance livery on it. And moving on to the Rockford Hills Police Headquarters, again only one police cruiser will be seen parking there. Other than that, no special activities in the area, no foot patrols, nothing like that. Moving on to the Vinewood Police Station, there is one stainer parked at front, and we have one police cruiser departing the station, driving south and then west on Spanish Avenue, before turning north or south on Power Street. And there is one cruiser arriving at the police station and parking. The helipad on the roof will spawn either a police maverick or the police maverick with the ambulance livery on it. Before I move out of Los Santos, I will just quickly cover the train stations. Little Sol has one police officer walking toward the turnstiles before standing guard there. The Del Perro station has one cop standing on either side of the turnstile. Portola Drive has also one cop standing on either side of the turnstile, and an additional cop that can spawn further inside the station in the corner. And the last station that has any police spawns is the LSIA parking. There you have one cop standing on one side of the turnstile, but for some reason it has 2 spawns really close to each other. Now moving on to Sandy Shores Sheriff Station. You can see a female sheriff officer walking to the cruiser and driving away. Sometimes without siren on, and sometimes with the siren on. And finally we are at the Paleto Bay Sheriff's Office, which has some interesting spawns, like the Stainer Police Cruiser, which is an LSPD vehicle and not a sheriff vehicle. There is also a Park Ranger Cruiser parked here, and an ambulance parked in back. Also, many of the stations has a police bike spawn, even though none of the cops will actually use the police bike, except for the San Andreas Highway Patrol, which I have a separate video on. I highly recommend you go and check it out, link is in the description below. And now a quick cover of all the police cruisers standing by highways and roads. I didn't feel this video would be complete without me mapping out the exact jurisdiction of the Los Santos Police Department versus the Los Santos County Sheriff. Here you can see the map I made. The blue covers the LSPD jurisdiction, the yellow is the sheriff jurisdiction, the gray is the military jurisdiction. Basically the map is pretty much what you would expect, but there are two exceptions. One being Vespucci Beach, where often sheriff cruisers will respond to a wanted level. One time I even got the sheriff SUV to respond while having a 3-star wanted level. Sometimes you will get a mix of both sheriff and police officers chasing you. The second area is close to Fort Zancudo. While standing on the riverbank that is further away from the base, I got the LSPD responding to a 2-star wanted level. If you have any idea why the sheriff responds at Vespucci Beach and why the LSPD responds in Lago Zancudo, please let me know in the comments below. I'm leaving you now with some clips of the various scripted officers responding to random events and chases around them. Thanks a lot for watching. I really hope you found this video interesting and informative. Let me know if I missed anything. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss some details since this was a huge project. Thanks a lot for watching and hope to see you all in my next video.